Welcome to the Never-Ending Backlog Podcast, your place for short reviews from a gamer with the goal of reducing his backlog. From adventures to sandboxes, join our host as we walk through a collection of unplayed treasures. Now, let's take a look at the featured game of this episode of the Never-Ending Backlog.
Hello everybody and welcome back to the Never-Ending Backlog Podcast. We are halfway through with Halo Week. And today we're reviewing probably my favorite out of all the Halo games, at least the one I probably have the most game time on, and the one I remember the most. Today we are reviewing Halo 3 in the Master Chief Collection. So let's just jump right in. What is it? According to Steam, Halo 3 comes to the PC as the next installment in Halo the Master Chief Collection. Now optimized for PC, witness the Master Chief's return to finish the fight between the Covenant, the Flood, and the entire human race in this dramatic, pulse-pounding conclusion of the original Halo trilogy. With the fate of the galaxy hanging in the balance, the Master Chief returns to uncover an ancient secret hidden beneath the sands of Africa, which could hold the key to humanity's salvation or destruction, an object that could change the tide of the human-Covenant conflict. The genre is first-person shooter, sci-fi adventure. The release date was 2007, 2020 in the Master Chief Collection for Steam. Who made it? Once again, Bungie, 343 Industries, and Saber Interactive comprise the entire collection. Bungie is primarily known for the Halo and Destiny series, 343 Industries, pretty much just Halo, and Saber Interactive, known for Mud Runner, Time Shift, Inversion, and multiple other games. The publisher, Xbox Game Studios, they've created Sea of Thieves, Age of Empires 3 Definitive Edition, Flight Simulator, Battletoads, and so many more games. How much is it? Current price is $9.99. Or buy the whole package, which contains Halo Reach, Halo Combat Evolved, Halo 2, Halo 3, Halo 3 ODST, and Halo 4, all for an amazing price of $39.99. It's not like it should be on an infomercial though. But anyway, $39.99. Let's jump right into the actual review then. For the install and startup, game installed well, all part of the Master Chief Collection, the same as the other ones do. So you install Master Chief Collection in the application through Steam, and then you install the other games from within the submenu. The settings, once again, wouldn't save unless there's windowed mode. It's likely due to my snowblind computer case. I've had a lot of issues with that being defaulted as a monitor. It's not set up as a default monitor. It's my secondary monitor, but settings still kind of get a little funky with that one. So, anyway, windowed mode works best for me. I'm sure it'll work just fine with anybody that has a normal monitor, a singular monitor. It'll work just fine. Regarding graphics, the graphics are well done. They are enhanced compared to the original Xbox 360. However, they don't look as nice as Halo Combat Evolved nor Halo 2, and I think it's because those are the Anniversary Edition. I also noticed this game doesn't have the tab feature that I mentioned in Halo Combat Evolved and my Halo 2 reviews, and I definitely recommend checking that out if you have not seen, so watch the YouTube video of my gameplay or listen to those podcasts. Definitely check out those two episodes. And I don't think ODST nor Halo 4 have that tab feature either, which is I think that's a little disappointing because the locations and the characters look far better in Halo Combat Evolved and Halo 2 compared to Halo 3. Plus, I really miss the tab to original graphics and audio feature. It's just fun to play. Regarding audio, it's a solid soundtrack, and the audio effects are also well done. I do like the voiceovers, which I'll mention a little bit later. Regarding controls, the controls feel different for some reason. The button layout is the same, except the shift is now being used for the various perks you pick up, like the deployable shield, etc. But something just feels odd. I don't know if they're not as responsive or something. Just something feels weird with the keyboard. They're all the same buttons, though. Regarding gameplay, Halo 3 picks up where Halo 2 left off. You get to play with the Arbiter as an ally, so that makes a fun co-op experience. Unless neither of you want to play as the Arbiter, then you probably won't have as much fun with it. You are in Africa, which is a cool locale. It also has a great ending if you complete it in Legendary. Regarding difficulty, I'd say Halo 3 is the easiest out of all the Halo games. Don't let my terrible gameplay footage fool you. I have absolutely lost any talent I had in this game. However, the enemies seem easier to die, or at least they die more effectively, and overall it just seems like you're helped much more by the AI. Then again, with Halo Combat Evolved and Halo 2, they were both featured on the original Xbox, and this is the flagship 360 game, which is technically a smarter system, so maybe that was a big part of it there as well. Regarding achievements, similar to the other Halo games mentioned, all achievements are tied to the Master Chief Collection. I feel I got far less of them in this one than I did with the other Halo games. But then again, I mentioned I died a lot in this, so I really didn't deserve any achievements. I was just terrible. Now let's jump into some pros and cons. The weapons in Halo 3 are phenomenal. The battle rifle, the brute grenade launcher, the brute hammer, just everything was extremely well done, and they seem super balanced. The Marines are hilarious. Their quotes are phenomenal. Here are some of them. So these are some of the quotes from the Marines. "Me and Vera will teach you some life lessons," which is totally a line referring to Jane Cobb's gun called Vera in the sci-fi television series Firefly. And also, "That soldier is wearing Mark 6 armor. That is so this season." Hilarious. And also, "Master Chief, can we be friends?" They're just hilarious. These Marines are amazing. I love it. This game has a lot of nostalgia for me, and the Xbox 360 meant a lot to me. I remember getting the 360 with my graduation money from high school, and I had purchased Perfect Dark, which I know people hated. However, it had bots, which I am a big fan of computer-controlled multiplayer bots, and it had vehicles you could drive, which was an amazing experience. It was like a Battlefield 2 experience I mentioned I love. Plus, the graphics were shiny. Sure, maybe a little too shiny, but still shiny. Halo 3 is what got me into online gaming, and also brought me back to the series, because like I said, I didn't really follow Halo 2 as much. So that'll always be a big pro for me, is Halo 3, just in general with the nostalgia. Now some cons. Not having the tab to see the original video and audio is kind of a letdown for me. It seems the anniversary games 1 and 2 were better designed, and I like the remastered approach. Halo 3 still looks better than the original Xbox 360 version, but it doesn't look amazing. Another con, the keys are the same, but something just feels different with them. Perhaps they don't feel as responsive or something, but it just feels weird. I know they unlock the perks with the deployable shield, etc., that you use the shift button for, but I don't know, the controls just feel odd. And once again, though, I want shift to be sprint. Call of Duty kind of ruined that for me. Sorry. Also, it should have been an anniversary edition. It just seems like a standard port and maybe with a few small tweaks. But there was nothing that jumped out at me like the other two Halos did. And also, the last con I have, the Cortana cutscenes still drive me crazy. Ah yes, another reason to make Master Chief walk even slower. Ugh, drives me crazy. And time to jump into an interesting story about Halo 3. And like I said, these are all about nostalgia for me. I really enjoyed this week, because I really wanted to focus on my feelings of this game, interesting stories. Like I said, these things have guided me through, my mother passing away, my first real system, kind of bonding with my brother. I mean, these games really did a lot for me, and they were such a big part of my life, and they hit me at the exact right part of my life, the right times to be there. So I, without a doubt, have the most memories with this game. I remember it being my first game that got me into online multiplayer with Xbox Live, which was awesome. I remember my friend, who I have mentioned this week as the person that played the Halo Combat Evolved demo with me for hours, and the one that played Halo Reach with me through completion on Steam with, he would also come to my house and we'd sit in front of my 32-inch CRT TV that weighed a ton, that sat upstairs in my college townhouse, hardwired because I could never afford an Xbox 360 Wi-Fi adapter. You remember those days when the Wi-Fi adapters was a separate $100 adapter for your Xbox 360? It wasn't installed for free? Crazy. And we'd play Halo 3 online for hours, drinking Mountain Dew and eating sub grinders from Mancino's. Those were the best memories for me. I love those memories. So would I recommend this game? I'm just going to tell you right now, I recommend this entire week. Not surprisingly, I do recommend this game. Once again, it's a $10 first-person shooter with a solid campaign that can be played co-op effectively and works really well on PC, might I add. And the multiplayer is full. The audience is massive. I do wish the graphics received an anniversary-like experience like Halo 1 and Halo 2 did, but overall it's still worth well over $10, and I'm just really happy to see it. If you're just looking for a first-person shooter that has co-op, this is a great game for it. And those games are relatively rare nowadays. A lot of first-person shooters don't have co-op modes, and if they do, they're not that great. So definitely recommend this game. Definitely recommend Halo 3. I look forward to Halo 3 ODST. I had a lot of great memories with that one. And I look forward to playing Halo 4 for the first time. I understand it gets a lot of bad press, but you know what? I love the Halo series, so I'm excited to try it nonetheless. But thank you for joining us on this episode of Never Ending Backlog Podcast. Tomorrow we'll continue the Halo week with Halo 3 ODST, and there's a lot of fun characters in that game. So thank you for joining me. Talk to you guys soon.